So solving radical equations continued. We got example 2 here. So I got 4 plus the square root of negative 3x plus 10. All of that equals just x. So when I look at this, I see I got a square root. I want to get rid of the square root. I can't solve an equation with a square root. So I need to get rid of it. To do that, though, I want it to be all alone on one side of the equal sign. So I need this 4 to go away. So I'm just going to subtract it since it's positive 4. Subtract 4 from both sides. So now I'm going to have the square root of negative 3x plus 10 is going to equal x minus 4. Now I can get rid of that square root. I'm just going to square both sides. I'm not going to rewrite this whole thing. So I'm going to square that, and I'm going to square this side. Remember, I'm not doing squaring x and squaring negative 4. I'm squaring the quantity of x minus 4. So that means I'm going to do, to remind you, I'm going to do x minus 4 times x minus 4. That's what x minus 4 in parentheses squared means. So over here, the square root and the square cancel out. So I just have negative 3x plus 10. On this side, so I'm going to do the FOIL method. My first terms are x squared. So my outer is going to be negative 4x. My inner is also going to be negative 4x. I'm going to kind of skip a step here and add them together. Negative 4 plus negative 4 is negative 8, so that's minus 8x. And then negative 4 times negative 4, that is positive 16. So I've done the FOIL method. In there, I combined a step. I combined the two middle terms when I did the problem. So now I look at this, and I can see, all right, I got a quadratic, I got a square. So I know to solve this, I need to make it equal 0. So I'm going to add 3x to both sides, and I'm going to subtract 10 from both sides. So now I'll have 0 equals x squared. Negative 8 plus 3 is negative 5, so minus 5x. 16 minus 10 is plus 6. So now I need to factor this. So I look at this, I got x squared minus 5x plus 6, so I know to get x is going to be just x times x. I look at, this is a positive 6, but that's negative inside, so that tells me both of these are going to be subtracting. So then I'm looking at two things that add up to negative 5. The only way to get 6 is either 1 times 6, and 1 plus 6 is 7, or negative 1 plus negative 6 is negative 7. Or I could do 2 times 3, and negative 2 plus negative 3 is negative 5. So this is going to be x minus 2, x minus 3. I'm going to solve both of those. Remember, you split it, they both equal 0. So either x minus 2 equals 0, or x minus 3 equals 0. To quickly solve those, just add 2 to this one. So I got x equals 2. This one, I'm going to add 3 to both sides. I got x equals 3. So my answer is x equals 2 or x equals 3, but I got to check it. I got to make sure. So I'm going to take them both and plug them into the equation. So I'm going to try, I'm going to check here. On the last video, I didn't write check. It doesn't matter. So x equals 2, so I'm going to plug that in. 4 plus negative 3 times 2 plus 10, and that equals 2. So I'm going to do this math here. Negative 3 times 2 is negative 6, plus 10 is 4. So I got the square root of 4 there. Square root of 4 is 2. So 4 plus 2 equals 2. That is not true. 6 equals 2. So that means x equals 2 doesn't work. So let me try 3 now. So 4 plus the square root of negative 3 times 3 plus 10 equals 3. So all I'm doing is taking my original equation and I'm plugging in 2, which I did here, and then 3 to figure out if they are solutions. When I try 3, I get 4 plus. Negative 3 times 3 is negative 9, plus 10 is 1, so the square root of 1. Square root of 1 is just 1. So I get 4 plus 1 equals 3. I get 5 equals 3. That is not true as well. So that is not a solution either. So we just did all this work. We got 2 potential solutions. We checked each of them. Neither of them worked. So that means our answer is no solution. Last problem is no solution. All right, so that's 2 examples on solving radical equations. You got a couple of practice problems right on the notes there. Do those, check them with the answer key, and then do the attached Google form. Thank you.